My mother-in-law tried to feed me something that she knows I'm allergic to and called it a prank. I'm 4 months pregnant. Do you think anyone in their right mind would do something like this to a normal person? Forget a pregnant one. And I ended up getting so mad that I did something I'm not sure was the right thing to do. The first thing I noticed at the party was that the music was too loud. I always hated loud music, even before the pregnancy, and now it's just something I don't tolerate. But I bit my tongue and stayed quiet. This was my mother-in-law, Veronica's night. It was her birthday, and Ryan, my husband, had begged me to be there just for a few hours. He even picked out the dress himself, said I'd look elegant, but not too showy. I hadn't really cared or put much thought into it. I just wanted to go congratulate me and come back. But we walked into the banquet hall, and I noticed the way everyone turned to look at me, complimenting the glow, the bump, and the hair. Some even said I looked better than ever. Veronica noticed too, and I knew that she was not going to be happy with her guests giving me so much attention. This day was about her, and for a person who loves so much attention, this day was Christmas. She had spent the past hour circling the room, waiting for compliments, and I could feel her eyes on me every time someone handed me a gift or congratulated me on the pregnancy. It wasn't hard to tell she was annoyed. She smiled with her lips, not her eyes. And every time someone laughed at one of my jokes, she got quieter. I congratulated her and tried to keep my distance, but eventually, she pulled me toward the cake table. Things between me and her had improved since the pregnancy, but I was avoiding her because I didn't want her to get mad at something I did or said and ruin whatever little chances I had of having a normal relationship with her. Anyways, she forced me to go with her to the cake table. Her voice had that syrupy sweet tone she always uses when she's up to something. She told me she had something special just for me, her famous chocolate cake. I asked her if it has nuts in it and reminded her that I have a nut allergy. She laughed and asked me not to worry. She said she knows what I'm allergic to. Told me that the whole cake has no nuts, which looked true. I had just seen a relative of ours eat the cake when she is allergic to nuts too. I didn't want to eat the cake, but I still took a bite out of respect. Not a big one, just enough to taste it. The second it touched my tongue, I knew something was wrong. I have spent my whole life with this allergy. At this point, my body immediately knows if something is wrong. My throat didn't close. I didn't collapse. But there was that distinct, terrifying taste I recognized instantly. Hazelnut. Thankfully, I was able to spit it out. I grabbed my water. Ryan wasn't even near me. He was outside taking a call with David, his dad. So, I just stood there shaking, trying not to panic as the taste lingered. I could not believe this cake had nuts. I could not believe I was this careless. I was blaming myself at that point, and then I saw my Mael smile and ask me if something was wrong. I don't remember much about the next few seconds. I was a bit disoriented. A cousin helped me take out the EpiPen, which I hit myself with just in case. A few seconds after that, I was fine. I was just a bit stressed. At that point, I put two and two together. There was no way the cake had nuts in it. Somebody put them there, and that somebody was my mother-in-law. I didn't waste any time and directly asked her, how dare she do this to me? I told her I even reminded her that I was very allergic to nuts. This could have been very serious and it could have even hurt my child, her own grandchild. How could she even try such a thing? I was understandably pissed. She blinked, feigning shock, pretended to be confused, said there must have been a mistake, and that there were not supposed to be any nuts in the cake. But my reaction was real, and people could easily see that I wasn't lying. She was backed into a corner, so I asked her again, why did you do this? Then she just laughed. She said I was being too dramatic. She said it was just a prank, a joke. She just put in a small amount to get me worried and all red. She had everything ready in case I did get a mild reaction, but she promised that she had made sure nothing serious would happen. She said she did it for a laugh as I would become red for a long time later. Yes, you heard that right. She said it was just a little joke, a prank, a life-threatening prank that could have become so much more serious. She knows I'm pregnant. Even a mild reaction could have triggered something serious for the baby. Yet, she still did it. And instead of taking accountability, she acted like I was making a big deal out of nothing. Instead of saying she was sorry and that she should not have done that, she laughed in my face and called me a drama queen. She said, "I am only doing this so that the people around me feel bad and think nicely of me." That is when hit the fan for me. When she refused to accept her mistake, it pissed me off and I slapped her for endangering me and the baby. I don't even remember thinking about it. It just happened. I handed her the fly and I gave her a fat hit. She screamed in pain and relatives and friends around me gasped. She got really mad, but I didn't stay to hear more from her. My husband finally came in and asked me what happened. I told him I'd tell him on the way and we left. I did explain to him everything that happened, and he's pretty mad at his mom, but he also thinks I should not have hit her. My husband is a mama's boy, so I'm sure once he hears her side, he is going to be pissed at me. I want to make something clear. This wasn't just about a cake. Veronica and I have never gotten along. Not from the first time we met. I still remember that look she gave me. Polite smile, dead eyes. She didn't want me marrying her son. She made it very clear I wasn't what she had imagined for Ryan. What she imagined was Chloe, her best friend, Linda's perfect little daughter. Veronica had been planting that idea for years. Chloe was practically family. She had gone to the same school as Ryan, was groomed to fit right into their posh little circle, and she worshipped the ground Veronica walked on. So, when Ryan chose me, a woman who didn't need his mother's approval, who dressed better than her and refused to be steamrolled, Veronica hated it. I thought we had gotten over all that since I got pregnant, but I was wrong. I tried. I really did. I thought maybe over time she'd warm up to me. I offered to help with family events, got her birthday gifts, and even invited her on a spa day once. She turned me down every single time. She would smile in public and then make passive comments behind my back. Once she said I dressed too loud for family dinners. Another time she told me she thought women who post on Instagram like I do usually aren't the settling down type. But I let it slide because I love Ryan and because I believed people like Veronica only act that way when they're insecure. And she is very insecure. Veronica is the type of woman who refuses to be called grandma because it makes her sound old. She filters every photo within an inch of reality and tries to compete with me on everything. When I show up to a dinner looking nice, she shows up looking like she's going to a red carpet event. If I post a photo with Ryan, she posts a throwback of them when he was a kid, captioned with something passive like the only girl he ever needed. It got to a point where I started dressing down for family events just to keep the peace. But nothing was ever enough. Then I got pregnant and for a while something shifted. She started calling me more often, asking if I needed help, dropping off food. At first I thought she was finally turning a corner. I told Ryan maybe we could finally move past the Cold War we'd been in for years. But now I see it for what it really was. She was probably just happy that the pregnancy would mean I would start looking worse, and everyone's attention would go back to her. For someone like Veronica, everything is a competition, and this pregnancy made people focus on me more than her, and she couldn't handle that. She does social media full-time, so I honestly should have expected that sort of behavior from her. And yeah, I slapped her. I don't know if that was the right thing to do, but she willingly put me and my child in danger and laughed about it. So, I want you guys to tell me, am I wrong for slapping her, or were my actions justified? Comments. Docket Johnson. Violence is never okay. Operation. There is no justifying what you did to your mother-in-law. Remember, she is the mother of your husband. How could you lay a hand on her? I understand what she did was not okay. It was wrong. But you could have just told your husband that, and could have dealt with it together. But instead of doing the right thing, you decided to turn into the punisher. Just because you are pregnant doesn't give you the right to do whatever you want. YTA, there is no doubt. Update 1. It's been 3 days since the birthday party, and the slap has turned into a full-blown family scandal. I thought that Mel was just going to be pissed at me and would try to maybe turn my husband against me. I did humiliate her, so I expected that much, but I didn't know all this was going to happen. A person at the party, probably a friend of Veronica or someone else, had recorded the slap, a full HD clip of me slapping her across the face, but there was no context. It started with me getting pissed and slapping her. It looked like I went crazy and slapped Veronica at her own birthday party in front of all her guests. That person knew Veronica was well known locally, so she uploaded the video to her Instagram. She made it look like I got mad and just slapped Veronica out of nowhere. And Veronica jumped on this chance to play the victim. I don't know for sure, but I think the person posting this is involved with her or is helping her because that person saw what happened before the slap. The video did really well. She even turned off comments so no one could ask questions. But it didn't stop people from talking. Everyone in her social circle, her yoga buddies, her wine club, her followers, is reposting it, calling me abusive, dangerous, and unhinged. They think I attacked a sweet mother-in-law during her birthday dinner out of jealousy. Jealousy? That was her angle. I didn't know the video had gone viral until my best friend Tessa texted me asking if I was okay. She had seen the clip reposted on 2 major gossip pages. She was furious, especially since she knew the real story. And guess what Veronica did next? She went live the following day crying, saying she's always tried to treat me as her own family, but I have never thought of her the same. She had the audacity to claim that I had always hated her. During her birthday, she made a small joke about me, but instead of laughing or letting it go, I slapped her in front of her guests, hurting her and embarrassing her badly. She even dragged my husband into this. Told everyone her son is just as devastated as her. He has been comforting her and apologizing for my actions. She said that Ryan is probably rethinking his choice of marrying someone like me. And the worst thing about all this was that Ryan said nothing. He didn't deny any of this. After my post, he did go to see his mom, who was pretending she was still badly hurt. After he came back, he said nothing to me. I told him that if he's blaming me, then he has to admit that she is wrong too. But he did not talk. When I asked him about the video, he looked away and told me that she is lashing out because she is badly hurt. Maybe if I hadn't slapped her, things wouldn't have gone this far. It really pissed me off to hear him say that. He was saying I overreacted too. I reminded him that his mother tried to poison me, that this wasn't about feelings, this was about a crime. But he told me I was exaggerating, that I didn't almost die, and that it's not like anything actually happened. He said he looked into it and the thing Veronica used didn't even have enough nut extract to cause a mild reaction. It just had the smell and taste to freak me out. It was a joke, and I refused to understand it. I told him that whether it was scientifically safe or not was not the issue. What if the stress from knowing I took a bite out of an allergic thing would have given me a heart attack or something? What if it had caused a severe reaction? She had no idea what it was going to do to me. But she was willing to take the risk. He said she was wrong, but she didn't deserve to get hit and humiliated like that. I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe the man I married is just watching this unfold and doing nothing. He said he just wants it to blow over. And when I asked him what he wanted me to do, he said that maybe if I apologized publicly, people would stop talking. Apologize for being assaulted with a known allergen and defending myself for protecting the baby I'm carrying. I told him that wasn't happening. Veronica has crossed the line too many times before, but this was different, and now she's trying to erase what she did and rewrite it as a misunderstanding. She has lots of followers. She knows exactly how to twist a story to her benefit. And now I'm not just dealing with a toxic mill. I'm dealing with a public smear campaign. And my husband isn't even on my side. I don't know what I'm going to do next. If you have any ideas, please leave them below. Update 2. Hi guys. It's been over a week and at first I did nothing. A lot of people saw what really happened. I believed that in time the truth would come out. All I was focusing on was convincing my husband first. I hated the fact that he was supporting his mom more than me. But then I learned that my ML was not done with me. All of what she had already done to me was not enough. Veronica isn't just trying to ruin my name. She's trying to destroy my entire life. Yesterday, Tessa, who also does social media, showed up at my place with her laptop and a folder full of screenshots. She said that Veronica has done too much damage and we cannot let it keep happening. And honestly, I didn't realize how badly I needed someone on my side until that moment. She had already started talking to people who were at the party, friends, cousins, even a waiter who remembered what happened at the cake table. She found a girl named Kayla who admitted that Veronica told her the night before that she was going to scare me for fun. Kayla thought it was some sort of petty prank and didn't think much of it until she saw the slap video and realized Veronica left that part out. Tessa's also been monitoring Veronica's socials, and it turns out Veronica is planning to go on a podcast next week, a lifestyle influencer one where she'll talk about how I ruined her birthday with violence. She's framing herself as an advocate for elder abuse victims, and I wish I were joking. She even posted a story thanking her community for supporting her and said something about forgiving me publicly if I apologize. She's pretending to be gracious, but she is secretly telling her audience that they should keep showering me with hate until I do what she wants. She is acting like she's doing me a favor while still feeding gossip pages the idea that I'm emotionally unstable and too immature to be a mom. She is even turning family members to her side, claiming that I just wanted a reason to attack her. And even when she tried to bury all this, I refused and told my husband he needs to cut her off. And Ryan, he's completely shut down. He has completely believed her lies. She has a PhD in manipulating him. The situation has gotten so bad that we had a huge fight yesterday. All this time, he has not even tried to defend me once when he knows that I would never hurt his mom if she had left me any other choice. He knows how long I have tolerated her, but he still believes her over me. He told me that he is not going to speak to me unless I apologize to his mom and end all this once and for all. I told him that, although I did make a mistake, I don't really have to apologize for what I did. She brought that on herself when she tried to hurt me. Since then, he has barely come home and refuses to talk to me. This has pissed me off. But that's the thing with women like Veronica. They forget that influence cuts both ways. Tessa has a decent following, not as big as Veronica's, but she's respected. She's honest. She doesn't filter her life to perfection like Veronica does. She said, "If I am ready to speak, she'll help me post the truth. Not in a ragey defensive way, but with facts, videos, witnesses, medical proof of my allergy." At first, I wasn't sure if I wanted to go this route, attack her work, as this will probably ruin her reputation. But she is trying to ruin my life, so I think it's only fair. Ryan is not going to like my decision, but he can do whatever the hell he wants. Instead of supporting his pregnant wife, he is with his mother. So, I don't care. I'm done letting it go. I'm trying to find more people who were at the party. If I can get enough evidence, I can prove what really happened and what she did to her own audience. Update 3. It's been a few days and I'm happy to tell you that it's done. I posted the video and I won't lie, I was shaking when I hit the button because once it was out there, I couldn't take it back. But at that point, Veronica had already taken so much from me. My peace, my reputation, and even my marriage was hanging by a thread. I had nothing left to lose. She backed me into a corner. Tessa was a huge help as she even helped me structure everything on top of letting me use her platform. We kept it simple, calm, truthful, no angry rants, no dramatics, just what happened. I wasn't even too emotional in it. I didn't want anyone's sympathy. I just wanted them to understand what really happened. The video opened with a photo of the nut allergy report I've had since I was a kid. A few relatives confirmed that nuts have always been very harmful and life-threatening to me. I made sure that everyone knew that my nut allergy was a well-known fact. Then it cut to me talking. I explained everything from the start about my relationship with Veronica, how things had been rocky for years, and how I thought the pregnancy had finally softened her. Then I described the birthday party in detail, the cake, the bite, the symptoms, and the moment she smiled and called it a prank, how she refused to take accountability or even apologize. Instead, she laughed at me and said I was overreacting. And then came the receipts. Screenshots of texts from Kayla, who confirmed that Veronica planned the prank. A statement from the waiter, who saw Veronica mix something in the slice of the cake. Even a clip someone had recorded before the slap, where I looked visibly distressed and was reaching for my water. The cousin told everyone how he was the one who used the EpiPen on me just in case. Tessa even reached out to a dietitian and included a clip where they explained that even small amounts of allergens can trigger dangerous reactions, especially in pregnant women. It can be very harmful. By the time the video ended, there was no confusion, no gray area, just the truth, and Veronica couldn't hide behind filters or fake tears anymore. The response was faster than we both had anticipated. Within hours, her comments were flooded with people asking why she lied. Why did she make light of allergies? Why did she weaponize social media to bully a pregnant woman? Her follower count started dropping fast. People are even tagging the podcast she is scheduled to appear on, demanding they drop her from the lineup. Tess told me some of her brand partners are even pulling out. The damage was so great that Veronica herself came to visit me. I wasn't expecting it. She banged on the door like a maniac, screaming that I had ruined her life, that I was evil, that I had set her up. She said I was just jealous of her success, her looks, and her perfect family. And I was angry at the fact that my husband was finally seeing the truth. She went on and on until I finally told her to shut up and listen for once in her life. I told her she was the one who put this into motion, that I gave her chance after chance to act like a decent human being, and she chose cruelty every single time. And you know what she said? She told me that if she could do this again, she would. That is how much she hates me. She told me that she should have taken care of me before her son even got a chance to marry me. She said it while standing there in front of my house with neighbors watching. I had to threaten to call the police to get her to go away. Tessa caught the whole thing on camera, and yeah, we posted that too. I think you can call that the final nail in the coffin. Now everyone can see what kind of monster she truly is. And the people who were still supporting her are going to pull out quickly. Nobody is going to take her side anymore. Not even Ryan. He has not yet contacted me. He is probably angry at what I decided to do. I honestly don't care anymore. He picked the wrong side. Hopefully he realizes that soon and comes begging back before he destroys our marriage. Update 4 guys. It's been a few weeks and this is everything that happened. Ryan came home a week ago after nearly 2 weeks of silence. I heard his key in the door around midnight. I was still awake and couldn't sleep, but I didn't get up to greet him. I just stayed curled on the couch watching him walk in like he still had a place here. He looked awful, unshaven, slouched, like a man who'd finally realized he backed the wrong horse and lost everything. All he could say was that he was sorry. His mother was hurt. She was crying about how I tried to destroy everything she had built. She even told him I was the one who leaked the slap video first, just to embarrass her more. And he believed it. I told him he should have believed his pregnant wife, who was fighting alone. If it wasn't for Tess, I would never have been able to prove myself because he wasn't going to help me. All he could say was that he was sorry. He admitted that he let her twist the truth, that he didn't want to believe his mom was capable of doing what she did. He said he thought maybe it was just a misunderstanding and that maybe I had overreacted. He said that he messed up and he should have supported me. He said when he found out the truth, he didn't know how to show his face. He loved me so much, but he didn't know how to apologize for what he had done. After that, he started begging me to forgive him. He told me that he would keep apologizing every day if he had to. He just wanted to stay with me and the baby. I told him I'm not going to forgive him so easily. He ruined the trust I had in him. I told him it's going to take a while, but he can stay with me. Don't worry, I'm just sweating him a bit. I love him and I know how much he loves his mom. I understand the choices he made. He just wanted to have peace, and he felt that I would bend down easier than his mom. But instead of explaining all that, he just apologized. That is why I love him. But I'm still a bit mad, so I will hurt him a little. Just a little. As for Veronica, her podcast appearance was canceled. 3 of her biggest sponsors dropped her, and the brand she was launching next month pulled. Her online presence has become a ghost town. Comment sections are filled with people asking if she's proud of what she did. Her own son has cut her off and most of the family. And no, I don't feel bad. She did this to herself. And after all this, I'm resting. I'm healing. I'm happy I'm finally out of this. I'm also glad that I had you guys for support. I'm not sure I would have made it here without your help. Thanks for being with me through all of this. Comments, Mango Tong. This is the most justified revenge I have read about in this place. You turned the situation on its head and made her go through the exact thing she was trying to do to you. Bravo, Opus. That was very entertaining. The M deserved it. That's obvious. It was clear that she never liked you and didn't want you to be her son's wife. But to attack you like that when you are pregnant is just absurd. I cannot believe your husband sided with her.